Hey Taurus, it's Goddess Puff, and this is our next 48 hours for July 13th to the 14th of 2023. Let's get started with an oracle card message for Taurus. Next 48 hours for Taurus, July 13th to the 14th of 2023 for Taurus. Did I say hour? I meant to say your. I am not a Taurus. I don't even think I have Taurus in my chart. Bones, wisdom. You may know another Taurus, or you may want to show them this. Someone who has Taurus highly aspected. Dr. Jekyll, containment. Black magic, danger. So be mindful of having healthy outlets, because I feel like there's some parts of you who are thrill seeking, and that's fine. Like, we all have that aspect of us. So make sure you're not repressing that part to the point where you have no outlets. Overall energy is the monster, victim. So I like this card because everyone views Frankenstein as the monster, but really Frankenstein is the victim. Like, someone went and took all these parts of other humans and put this person together and brought them to life and put them in the most agonizing pain possible, so much confusion, and everything was blamed on him when really he's the victim. He's a victim of his circumstances. So this could be the way people look at you. Because I feel like there's someone here, if it's not you, it's someone else, who does dangerous things or lashes out randomly because they're trying so hard to contain a part of themselves to the point where they're not feeding their shadow side. And you can feed your shadow side in a healthy way, like horror movies, or I was going to say skydiving, but bungee jumping, just doing, like, going to a roller coaster or something like that. I mean, amusement park. You can do healthy things to feed your shadow side so that you don't go on a whole bender and just do a bunch of toxic things, you know? Getting a tattoo, just doing a bunch of things. But I'm going to read victim real quick, because with danger and containment, I feel like it could get to the point where you're containing yourself so much that when you finally do get triggered or go into that shadow side, it could turn out in a very negative way, or it's coming out in a negative way with like negative outbursts, like randomly getting frustrated over little things or having an outburst or overreaction to certain things. And if this is not you, it's someone around you. I'm not going to read this whole paragraph because that's a lot, but I'm going to read a couple sentences. Who is the real monster? Not you. And I knew it was that, because I just got this deck, but I was like trying to read intuitively instead of just reading. But yeah, who is the real monster? Not you. This card is a loud call to action. The way you live your life to exist must change. You may feel there is no point in caring or trying to change, that you will always fall prey to the harsh deeds and vile words of others. So you may not even be doing anything. It just may be from a young age, you had a toxic family member or just a toxic parental figure around you, or teacher, whoever around you, who blamed everything on you or told you you were wrong or bad. Even if you didn't do anything, or even if you did something small, like, kids are gonna do stuff that they're not supposed to do because they're kids. So, but maybe you got like overly punished when things happened, or you got overly shamed because this parent wasn't healed themselves. And so they pushed all their like negative feelings onto you to make themselves feel better. I feel like the punishment didn't match the offense when you were a kid. So growing up, you may have this subconscious belief that you're bad or wrong. And so whenever something happens, you blame yourself, or something like that. Or whenever you make a mistake, you beat yourself up more than you really should. I just feel like someone here has the subconscious belief that they're wrong or they're bad when they're really not. All right, but where was I? Fall prey to the harsh deeds and vile words of others. But so long as you have breath in your body, you can transform any situation. You do not need You do not need not be the punch. That's what it says. You do not need not be the punch bag or the reason why things go wrong. See, that is a printing error. That is not me reading it wrong. But basically, you know what it's saying. You're not someone's punching bag, period. And I feel like the danger is believing that you're a monster when you're really the victim of someone else's scrutiny. All right. And with containment, you feel like you want to lash out or you want to let this out because you're being wrongfully accused. And I feel like you over contain yourself. Like when you're angry, instead of going off on people or lashing out, rightfully so, you contain that so much because you don't want to look like a bad person. Like even when you're justified for going off on somebody, because sometimes people do need to be checked or put in their place. Not to say you got to go around fighting people, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you hold back because you don't want to be perceived as a monster. Because I feel like there's someone around you who pokes and pokes and pokes. And when you finally go off, they're like, look, see, I told you you had anger issues, or I told you this. And that's just a manipulative person. Maybe, just maybe that one time you should punch him in the face that one time. And then at least you'll be right. At least they'll be right this time, you know? I feel like someone does that in order to get away with what they're doing to you. And so they can get away with what they're saying to you. I'm telling you. Now, I never advise people ever to do anything, you know, crazy. But maybe that one time this person, and I'm talking about the person who always does this to you, does something, maybe you should shock them by, on the first attempt, they try to piss you off, go off on their ass and give them exactly what they asking for. And don't care about what they're trying to say afterwards. Like, oh, see, I knew you were like this, or I knew you were like that. Like, don't feed into that part. Give that person exactly what they're asking for. I bet they won't ask again. I bet they won't ask again. Because I've given people exactly what they asked for one time, one good time, and they never asked for it again. King of Cups, water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, the Devil, Capricorn. And I feel like that is your shadow side. Your shadow side, whether people believe it or not, it's there to protect us. Just like our light attributes, the shadow side is there to protect us. That's why we get angry. That's why we get jealous. That's why we get, you know, all those emotions, because it's letting us know that we are being like, someone is triggering us. Someone is trying to like, we need to defend ourselves, basically. Our shadow side is telling us that we need to defend ourselves. The moon, yeah. The devil and the moon, the shadow. Five of Cups. Basically, think about your shadow side like an alarm, like telling you this bitch is trying you. All right. Overall energy is the death card, Scorpio. Yeah, with the Five of Cups, it's like, that's what I feel like. You're trying to contain this anger within you because you think it's, if you let your anger out, your frustration out, you're a monster. No, it's a normal, natural human emotion. I'm not saying you got to go around and start smashing things and cursing and screaming. But in the moment of someone pissing you off or trying you, let that person, you know, have it. Now, not to say that, like, say, for instance, a child is doing something aggravating, you know, just tell them, can we keep it down in here? I'm trying to do this, you know, be calm when it comes to that. But when it comes to an adult, grown-ass person purposefully trying you, and because I feel like this is someone in particular who does it often. I feel like you're talking about someone or dealing with someone who's doing this to you often. It could be a Scorpio with the death card. With the moon card, it could be a Cancer or a Pisces. We have the devil, Capricorn, or it could be someone with those placements highly aspected. Because I feel like it's someone who does it often. We're talking about that person. And now if that person's not around you anymore, but you're still feeling those effects, then it means it's time for you to take action in releasing those pent up emotions. Maybe you need to go running or swimming or boxing or, you know, doing something to get that anger out in a healthy way. Maybe playing video games will help. I feel like there's healthy outlets. But also not being afraid to stand up for yourself now because you're afraid that you're going to look like a monster when you're not. You're simply just defending yourself. And it's okay. It's going to be weird the first few times you do it. Maybe sometimes you'll overreact and maybe sometimes you'll underreact. It's going to be weird, but it'll level itself out, okay? But don't just not do it, because it'll cause that energy to build up. And then one time, one person, maybe even by accident, stumbles over you or it pisses you off by accident, then you just let it all out on the one person and they didn't really deserve that. Clarifying the King of Cups is the Seven of Pentacles. I speak from experience, y'all. Don't think I'm just over here trying to like reprimand y'all. I speak from experience. Knight of Cups. Because like I said, I've let some people have it and they never tried me again. But sometimes I did overreact, or sometimes, you know, like I underreacted. It's weird when you first start, okay? Healing is not linear. King of Cups, clarifying the Devil. Knight of Pentacles. So it could be people at work. It could be someone trying to interfere with your routine as well. I feel like, Taurus, you have a routine, you stick to it, and you have no problem with doing that. You're a hardworking sign. Knight of Cups. This could be someone trying to apologize. It's a pattern of a person who will apologize or come to you nicely, and then they go right back into doing what they're doing. If this is not a particular person, it's like you can see this pattern in someone else. Because I feel like for some of you, this is someone you've been known for a while. Seven of Pentacles is someone you've been investing in for a while. They try to come back and apologize or be nice at first, but then they immediately go right back into this Devil energy. Because look at these two cards. The King of Cups here with the Knight of Cups is all kind, and look at how kind they look. And then right underneath the Devil, they take off the glasses and you can see their eyes, and they just look very, very different. Very sinister type of energy here. So they're hot and cold, back and forth. 1 minute they're like super nice and stuff, and then they go right back into that pattern of tormenting you, basically. And your shadow side is telling you, get the fuck away from this person. Don't try to prove anything to them. Don't try to prove that you're not this monster by containing yourself in the face of their like abuse or bullying. Let that bitch have it. Or just stay away from them. Don't let this, I would advise you not to let this person back into your life at all. But if they are currently in your life, or you have to you're trying to limit, just limit as much time as you can with this person. Don't pay no mind to this person. Don't feed into them. Gray rock this person. Or if they trying you really in your face, let that bitch have it. I'm not against that. I am not against that in this situation. And I don't mean, fight this person. I mean, like, if they really in your face asking for it, tell them about themselves. Clarifying the Moon is the Sun. This is your light and dark attributes here. And I feel like you're realizing you're really looking at your shadow side because you're not afraid to look at it anymore. The Six of Cups. And this could be your inner child as well. Like, look at yourself. Yes, this is a good example. Look at yourself as a child. Like, look at your anger as in you're a child and you're upset. Like, would you deem this child a monster for defending themselves? Like, if someone was bullying a child and a child fought back, would you deem them a monster? No. I just feel like you're seeing things from your childhood and from your past that you did not realize, or you're seeing them in a new light with the Sun clarifying the Moon. Looking at your shadow aspects in a new light, seeing yourself, your past, your subconscious clearly. And I feel like hidden deep in your subconscious or repressed is your inner child trying to tell you, like, and you're realizing your subconscious or your shadow side is there to help you and let you know when there is a dangerous person around you. Not dangerous like they're going to harm you physically. People can be dangerous mentally and emotionally. And with wisdom, I feel like you're realizing all this. You're realizing all of this with the Sun clarifying the Moon. Clarifying the Five of Cups is the Three of Swords. And maybe you're mourning your past self and realizing, like, I wish I could have said X, Y, Z in the past, or I wish I could have did this in the past. And that's okay to mourn that, but don't beat yourself up about it. Let that go, because you are an adult and you can handle it now. The Empress, Libra, Taurus energy here you are. And I love that the Empress is here with the Six of Cups, reparenting yourself, being kind and compassionate with your past self or your inner child, and being strong with yourself now in this Empress energy. And this could be a wound with your mother. Maybe your mother was this way towards you, or this person reminds you of that energy. But you're seeing the truth about all this now. Over underneath the Tower, this epiphany here. This, this realization. And then putting a stop to it, an end to it with the Death card. Going through this total change here. And if this is not going on within you, you could be witnessing this happening outside of you. Maybe this is happening to a mother figure outside of you. I just feel like you're realizing all this. This huge epiphany energy and going through those changes, releases, and emotions, this death and rebirth here and ending. This could be all due to a passing. You're having these realizations for some of you. But I see you're not letting this carry with you any further. You're having this realization, releasing it, and moving on. Yeah, sugar, sweetness. Being kinder to yourself, but be mindful of someone trying to come off kind to you at first, especially if it's someone from your past who's shown these patterns, but even a new person. But you can tell, because I feel like you can feel that something's not right about whoever this King of Cups is. Mint, clarity with the Sun card here in the Tower. Arnica, recovery. So yeah, you have that clarity moment about this person, because I feel like for some of you, you allowed this person in and you allowed them to give you a chance, or you gave them a chance, and you saw the truth about the situation. Or you look back at the past and you saw the patterns of people. First they're sweet and then they turn into this person. You're realizing where that comes from. I feel like you felt nervous around these people being kind to you because you could tell, you felt that energy that it wasn't genuine. And it was based on a pattern from your childhood. But you're having these realizations and you're recovering from this. With recovery, over energy is mustard faith. So have faith in yourself. You are healing. You will heal. You see things clearly now. This is not going to be a pattern that repeats in your life anymore, because you are changing and putting a stop to it. All right. Period. I'm going to leave it there. I send you peace, blessings, and love. Namaste.